Hi, my name is Cody, and today we will be discussing secure mail protocols entailing both POP3S and SMTPS. Quick table of contents. We've got a POP3, which is also known as Post Office Protocol Introduction. Some information regarding configuring POP3, hardening POP3 recommendations, and then we'll move on to SMTP, which is also known as Simple Mail Transfer Protocol Secure. I'll also be providing some hardening recommendations for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol on IIS, as well as how to configure it with postfix on Linux operating systems. Quick introduction. In today's digital landscape, securing email communications is critical to protecting sensitive information from unauthorized access and cyber threats. This presentation will explore two secure email protocols, POP3S and SMTPS, focusing on their purpose, functionality, and configuration on different platforms. We will walk through how to set up POP3 using Dovecot on Linux and how to configure SMTPS on both IIS for Windows and postfix for Linux systems. Additionally, we will discuss best practices for hardening these protocols, ensuring a more secure email environment by mitigating risks such as unauthorized access, data interception, and email spoofing. First up, we've got POP3S, which is also known, as I mentioned previously, Post Office Protocol. It is a secure version of POP3 used to retrieve emails from a mail server over a SSL or TLS encryption. Its main purpose is that it ensures secure email retrieval by encrypting communication between client and server. How it works is basically a client requests an email via port 995. The server authenticates the user credentials, and then emails are downloaded and often deleted from the server afterwards. Configuring POP3 with Dovecot on Linux. You simply want to install Dovecot, and I've included some basic command prompts that you can refer to. Enabling POP3 and Dovecot in configuration is also included, as well as the prompts that will be extremely helpful in knowing. And then you'll want to restart the Dovecot service after following these prompts. Some solid hardening recommendations for POP3. You want to use some really strong SSL TLS certificates. This basically ensures encrypted communication, preventing any kind of man-in-the-middle attacks. Another one is you could restrict IPs and implement fail to ban, which what this does is it limits unauthorized login attempts and blocks brute force attacks. I've also included that prompt there in regards to the command. And then finally, disabling plain text authentication. This basically enforces encrypted logins only, preventing any kind of credential exposure. And I've also included the command prompt for that as well. Next up, we have Simple Mail Transfer Protocol Secure. Simple Mail Transfer Protocol Secure encrypts outgoing email transmission using SSL TLS, ensuring secure email sending. The main difference that I want to mention between POP3 and SMTP is that POP3 is used for securely retrieving emails from a mail server using encryption, while Simple Mail Transfer Protocol is actually used for securely sending and transmitting emails using SSL or TLS encryption. Its main purpose is it protects email confidentiality by encrypting SMTP communication between the client and the server. A little rundown on how it works is it uses port 465, or implicit TLS, or port 587, whichever one encryption platform that you're running. This ensures emails are securely transmitted across all mail servers. Configuring SMTPS with IIS on Windows. I've got a quick little breakdown on how to enable SMTP server in IIS, and a quick little flow chart kind of showing you how open up, server manager, adding a role and feature, and then installing the actual simple mail transfer protocol server. And that is, the last part I've included here is binding to port 465 or 587 is definitely important. This is going to help ensure that it works smoothly. I wanted to include this graphic. I found it extremely helpful, and while it does include IMAP, which isn't necessarily in our discussion, I find it extremely relevant in this case. So we've got IMAP, which is Internet Message Access Protocol, and then POP3, Post Office Protocol, and then you have Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So IMAP and POP3 are message accessing protocols, meaning they retrieve emails from a server, with IMAP storing messages on the server itself for access from multiple devices, while POP3 actually downloads and deletes them from the server after use. On the other hand, SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, is actually a message transferring protocol responsible for sending emails, ensuring that outgoing messages are delivered to the proper recipient's mail server. Some solid hardening recommendations for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol on ISS, which is also known as Internet Information Services. First up, you require authentication before sending any kind of mail. This is simply going to prevent any kind of unauthorized email relaying, such as spam. Second up, you use SPF, DKIM, or DMARC records. This is simply also going to enhance email security and prevents any kind of spoofing. And then finally, enforcing TLS encryption 1.2 plus. Older versions have known vulnerabilities that can actually be exploited by someone. So having the most up-to-date version of TLS is going to help ensure modern encryption. Hardening tips continued. So hardening on Simple Mail Transfer Protocol on IIS is crucial to protecting sensitive email communications from cyber threats, such as previously mentioned man-in-the-middle attacks, email spoofing, and any kind of unauthorized access. Without proper security measures, attackers could intercept emails, exploit weak authentication mechanisms, or use the server for spam relaying, leading to data breaches and reputational damage. Enforcing TLS encryption, strong authentication, and relay restrictions ensures that emails are securely transmitted and only authorized users can send messages. By implementing these hardening measures, organizations can maintain compliance with security standards, prevent email-based attacks, and safeguard the integrity of their messaging infrastructure. Configuring Simple Mail Transfer Protocol with Postfix on Linux. I've got a quick little breakdown on command prompts to follow, starting with installing Postfix and then enabling Simple Mail Transfer Protocol in that specific configuration, and a couple of add edit command prompts that you can see here. And then finally, you can restart Postfix. And by doing that, it will allow you for proper use of SMTPS with Postfix, specifically on Linux. Hardening Simple Mail Transfer Protocol and Postfix. A couple of recommendations we've got here. You want to enforce strong cipher suites. This is basically going to ensure only strong encryption methods are used. Limiting Simple Mail Transfer Protocol relaying. What this does is it prevents any kind of spammers from abusing the server, whether it be from like a kind of a brute force overload attack. I've got a little command prompt as well showing how to limit SMTP relaying. Then finally, enable logging and monitoring is simply going to help detect any kind of suspicious email traffic or unauthorized SMTP activity. A quick key fact actually is that Simple Mail Transfer Protocol Secure is widely used in corporate environments to protect sensitive email exchanges. So while Simple Mail Transfer Protocol is great, you definitely want to utilize the secure version of it whenever it comes to data that you definitely want to keep confidential. Quick recap is POP3S and SMTPS are two essential protocols that work together to secure email communication by ensuring both retrieval and transmission are encrypted. Post Office Protocol 3 Secure is responsible for securely retrieving emails from a mail server using SSL TLS encryption on port 995, protecting user credentials and email contents from interception. On the other hand, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol Secure ensures secure email transmission by encrypting outgoing mail and using SSL TLS on port 465, or using port 587 if you're using Start TLS. This prevents any kind of unauthorized access and email spoofing. Together, these protocols create a safer email environment, securing both the sending and receiving processes to protect sensitive information from cyber threats. And we've got a quick works cited page here. And then finally, a summary. This presentation covered the importance of securing email communications through POP3 and SMTPS protocols, explaining their purpose, functionality, and configurations on different platforms. We explored how to set up POP3S using Dovecot on Linux and SMTPS using Internet Information Services on Windows and then Postfix on Linux systems, along with essential hardening recommendations to enhance security on each. Implementing strong encryption, authentication controls, and monitoring mechanisms ensures a safer email environment, protecting against cyber threats and unauthorized access. Thank you for your time and attention.